what's he called?
I don't know. Jimmy.
Yeah.
His name's Jimmy.
Jimmy Cooperman?
Russ Abbott does
Russ Abbott.
characters. Yeah,
Russ Abbott.
yeah.
Russ
Abbott.
Russ Abbott. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Russ Abbott. There you go.
Right then.
Come on, everybody. We see you out there.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas Eve.
Happy Christmas to our UK friend.
Happy Christmas.
Jingle, jingle, jingle bells.
Dingle bells? No, those aren't good to have on Christmas.
No.
Jingle. Jingle, I said. Jingle.
I know.
Jingle. As in jingoistic.
We're glad you're here, folks. We're here to look at some Christmas spirits. We're going to run the opening, and we will get right to it. Before we do that, here's one for Charles.
How dare you? You have...
Thought we'd move that along. All right, Charles. Oh, there you are. I thought you were frozen there for a second, Charles.
Oh, he's just ignoring you.
I think I'm here.
He's got nothing to say.
He's got nothing. I've got no response to that.
Just
leave me alone.
All righty. Here we are.
Yeah, I was confused. I had YouTube on as well, so I was hearing this echo. I was like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Oh, yeah.
So I had to turn that off.
Yeah, Charles is like, I've got nothing to say, and I've said it before.
Yeah. Ned, when have I had nothing to say? Never.
I bet I can.
Switching my Facebook around now that we're on the air. We are public. Come on in, folks. It's Christmas Eve, 2023, the 24th of December. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I'm editor-in-chief of Arrow Comics. Been doing comics since the mid to late 80s, freelancing in a lot of alternative and independent comic companies. If you go over to arrowcomics.store, you can see a lot of my current stuff over there. We're real happy to have you here. This is we are live on the Indie Comics Network on the Black Belt, Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel and the Randy Zim YouTube channel, as well as my personal Facebook page. If you're over there, the chat is open, so feel free to comment as we go along. Also joining me this morning is Allison. Allison, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Allison McClone of Alley Care Comics. I'm also part of the Indie Comics Network. I currently draw comics and characters hopefully every Fridays, but holidays and my life have been making that difficult. But New Year's coming, more streaming. That's it for now. I'm too tired to think of anything else.
All right. Also with us is Glenn Fleming. Glenn B. Fleming, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas and all that. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I spent 40 years in graphics doing the wrong thing, and now I write books. I've got 11 published. I draw comics, and I draw just about anything you want. And I'm also a publisher of several magazines. And just go on Google and put my name in, you'll find some things.
Excellent. Also with us today is Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
I did, like Glenn, I spent too long doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But it did mean in the end I could do the right thing. So,
I think that goes for everybody.
40 years in publishing, production, and design, and then since 2010 I've been full-time drawing great comics. Over here in the UK, you can find all about me at russleach.com.
Excellent. Also joining us this morning is Whiskey. Whiskey, introduce yourself.
Hey there. I'm the Whiskey. I'm the lead creative director, I guess, or lead creative person for Bandai Ricochet. We do miniatures, action figures, 3D models, that sort of thing. Currently working on a comic about necromancers, and you can find me over on the X and just put that in Google and something will come up. That's likely me.
All right. And last but not least, Mr. Charles Santino. Charles, introduce yourself.
Yeah, just for the record, I've never done the wrong thing. At least nothing you can find on the internet.
Nothing you can prove in a court of law.
Exactly.
That's right.
I'll deny it anyway. Been around since the late 80s, started with Marvel and Conan. My current character is on my head, behind me, and right here. Rammer, the Master Thief in a Future Police State. Find it on Amazon. And you can Google me and find out everything else I've done, including for the fabulous Phil Russert on Long Island, where I'm from. This is the end of a Kickstarter. It's done, but you can contact him and buy this. I have a story in there, and that's me.
Excellent, excellent. Today, folks, because of the season and the day that it is, we're going to be looking at a series of spirit sections, spirit stories over the years or over the run of the spirit. If you're not familiar with the spirit, you really should be. Creator Will Eisner ran the spirit from this is 1940 to 1953, I believe. Ran as a section in the newspapers, a comic book you would actually get in the newspapers. They had a print run. I think they said 6 million weekly.
Wow.
When you count up with the circulation of all of the papers. And the spirit section contained a 7-page strip in the front of the spirit, which is a masked detective. Lives in a underground in a cemetery and fights crime with a mask. And also a Lady Luck.
He's also wearing gloves.
Pardon?
He's also wearing gloves.
Also wearing gloves. Yes.
Yep. He's got a mask. He wears gloves.
Mask, red tie, blue suit. Yes. Also in that book was a Lady Luck strip that ran for, I think, 6 or 7 pages, and a little magician strip whose name escapes me right now. Ran for a little while until they cut the page count back on the comic that they were doing. But if you've never read these stories, they are like 7 pages of greatness every week. You'd be able to pick up a spirit section and read it if you had a paper that was fortunate enough to print it in your area. Max, good morning.
What's up?
Max, introduce yourself, will you?
I am Max DeVille, owner of Atrocity Press. It's right here. You can go to atrocitypress.com. You can get all of our social media links, all of our news, and all of our shop information for our merch and our comic books right then and there.
Yeah. Now, the spirit sections ran weekly. They were included in the Sunday Funnies.
Yep.
Of all the newspapers. There's a color section. And what they have done after that is collected the spirit stories were printed and reprinted many times throughout the years. Kitchen Sink did a lot of that work. But Eisner and the estate ended up over at Warner Brothers in DC, and they printed everything together into one large set of volumes, all of the spirit sections all together in bound books. Each archive book ran about 6 months worth of stories. Volume 1 covers the start of the strip to the end of the year, 640 to 1240. And every Christmas week, not every Christmas week, but nearly every Christmas week, they would do a story called the Christmas Spirit. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. This is the Christmas Spirit story from 1940, just as 6 months into the run on Eisner's Spirit. Some great stories here.
This is before Will Eisner left for
yes,
to serve in World War II. So it was ghosted during the war years. So this is right before he left.
Yeah. And during the war years, there were no Christmas spirit stories. There were no stories aimed at Christmas, because Eisner would write the stories months in advance and send them in to be done by his studio. Every the front page of the comic was the first page of the Spirit story. That's why you'll see the comic book section up here and the 3 complete stories notation here. They would usually run the name of the newspaper up in the top masthead section.
Yeah, one of the innovations was complete stories.
Oh yeah,
which I believe Kansas City Star used to run this.
What was that?
I believe the Kansas City Star used to run the Spirit back in the day.
there's quite a few papers. I know locally the Detroit News would run it around in my area, but I'm in Michigan, so
I don't think there was a New York City paper, believe it or not, that ran it.
I don't know of one in Massachusetts, but I could be wrong. But I'm not sure of one.
So all the guys that lived in New York City, like Jack Kirby, they would go to the newsstands that carried out-of-town papers
in order to get a Spirit section.
Exactly. There was I think a northern New Jersey paper that had it that would find its way into Manhattan.
Well, at this point in his career, Eisner had started his own studio and was supplying stories and characters and works for anybody that would take it. And that included was it Jumbo Comics. He was doing a lot of work for that, where he created Sheena, the Jungle Girl. Quality Comics, where he didn't create Uncle Sam, but he turned Uncle Sam into a superhero. The Ray, Black Condor, Doll Man, Human Bomb. Pretty much the whole quality stable there was created by Will Eisner.
Has anybody noticed the deliberate mistake on these pages?
What is that?
Well, it jumps out at me. If you look at the top, it says Black Henry, R-E-Y. And I thought, who spells Henry like that? And then if you look in the text, there's no E. So a bit of a typo there, I think.
Could be Henry.
The Spearer.
No, but it's the same thing. It says Black Henry. Okay.
Yeah.
But on the right hand page, top left panel, it says Henry with no E.
Yeah, and this does say the Spearer though.
Yeah.
Even though
the Spearer.
You can't see the rest of
the T's cut off.
rest of the T there.
Well, the T's behind that text, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't.
Yep, they blotted out the T.
Spear.
They messed it up.
Spirt. What? No. This
Yeah,
is supposed to be a T here.
It's a
Yeah, I
T,
see
but
Yeah, that's supposed to be. It's messed up.
They scrunched it over
Yeah.
the kerning's messed
for
up.
the text here.
That's weird.
Bastards.
Yeah.
You will see throughout the strip that the Spirit has a pal named Ebony, who was your stereotypical African American of the day.
Shame about that.
One of the key regrets of the strip, Eisner said, because he always wrote Ebony as an actual character and not as a stereotype, the majority of the time. But he was there for humor relief. And it's those crazy lips. If only he hadn't, over exaggerated, and that was part of the day. So take that into mind if we see any more Ebony
soda bottle
as we go through.
Right, that's a trigger warning, guys.
Yeah.
If you're gonna pearl or clutch your pearls.
Jenko in the house, glad you're here. He says, I watched the movie. I'm sorry, I did too.
Yeah, I saw the movie.
Not the same. Not the same as the strips. Very much the movie was a lot closer to Sin City than it was to the actual feel of the Spirit. Unless you're talking the Sam Jones made for TV movie.
That one was fun.
It was goofy but fun. Nobody saw it though. Nobody saw it. So. Gerald, glad you're here too. Happy and blessed, and a blessed Christmas, gentlemen. Enjoy listening in
chopped liver.
Oh,
that was meant to be all inclusive. It's like saying guys. Enjoy listening in while getting ready for church. Does Russ know why my buddy Pete Wallbank, UK illustrator for many years, including covers for Infinity magazine? Do you know him, Russ?
Not by name, I'm afraid. I don't know. But
Len?
you know, there's lots of
No.
fabulous people I don't know by name. So
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah,
No, never heard of
absolutely.
him.
Happy holidays, Jenko says.
he's done
Happy
some
holidays
Doctor
back
Who
to you,
stuff.
Benny. Nice.
There's a rather nice $6 Million Man piece he's done, actually. Oh, a couple. Ooh, few.
These are some great 7-page stories, all great stories, all told in 7 pages. And a lot of time, especially at the start, you're going to see this 9-panel grid in action here, just to move the plot along and keep things rolling.
And let's not forget that Eisner owned this character, which was highly unusual for a comic book at the time. And the deal was actually the rights would revert to him when he made his split with the Syndicate. That was the contract.
And he held on to those. His estate still has the rights to the Spirit.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
As all things should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forever as well. None of this 70-year lark.
Gotta mute my mic for a second, folks. Just keep talking.
What do you think he's doing?
Words.
I see one of his hands.
This reminds me of a Tintin style of.
Is he right-handed or left-handed?
Who?
Randy.
Randy's left-handed.
All right.
Okay.
Left-handed.
All right. Well, there's
nobody wants to hear me blow my nose. Anyway,
that's probably true.
Story.
I could show you the rag, but that would anyway. Never mind.
No.
The
nose there.
There's a trigger warning.
Hardcore. Short story here for this one with a quick hey, Merry Christmas, everyone, at the end. We got 3/4 of the page. What are we going to do? Let's wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Here we are.
7 pages, and we had used 9-panel layouts, so we got plenty of leftover space.
Yeah. Got through it. Here we are. Yep.
I mean, those are like 9-panel layouts all the way through almost.
Yeah, it is. Nice overhead shot there, though. Obviously, this looks like shelves from IKEA, but it's a cage. It's a cage for a kangaroo.
I was going to say it's got a kangaroo on the inside.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a kangaroo for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Didn't want to keep one
just for Christmas, mate.
I want a hippopotamus.
It's quite a commitment.
Yeah.
Kangaroos are assholes, man.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't want to keep them for very long.
Speak very highly of you, Max.
Yeah, you're gonna get canceled for that.
Yeah. Only if you incite violence.
Stop messing with that light.
If you scream at them, like stop messing with that light, they'll start boxing you.
Now on to volume 3, 1941.
That cover, wow.
Yeah, great cover. Yeah. That's the story that Jules Pfeiffer reprinted in the great comic book Heroes book.
He's very long, that guy, isn't he? Is it Mr. Fantastic?
It's here, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 7 feet tall.
The Spirit in India. Yeah. Fun thing about the Spirit, when you had a character like that, Eisner wanted to do a detective strip, and the newspaper syndicates all wanted superheroes because superheroes were raging at the time, so he put a mask on him.
That worked.
Worked.
Hey,
My
Randy,
detective wears a mask.
Randy, are we going to be showing any black and white today?
No.
Okay.
No, I went through the archives and dug those out. So sorry, Charles.
Okay. I'll stick around anyway.
Sorry,
okay.
Charles.
Charles is like, all right, fine, I'll still grace
Fine.
your presence.
I guess.
Sorry, Charlie.
Bethlehem,
Fighting
Pennsylvania.
words.
The great thing about the Spirit, you'll see as we go along, he really frees up his narrative. He starts taking a lot of risks and starts moving his composition around. uses the front page, like I said, as a title page, where you'll see a lot of very ingenious composition working to get the title in and start the story at the same time.
Well, someone wants attention.
That would be my cat Rocket after he picked a fight with his older brother and got the crap kicked out of him.
Now we're on a little tighter grid. 1941. Yep. So that they can run a little title across the top. First Grump's tail.
And let's keep in mind how much bigger these were.
Second Tramp's tail.
How much bigger these were when they were
on the page.
On the page.
They were like tabloid size.
Yeah.
I don't think they were tabloid. They were comic book size.
Yeah, they were bigger than this, though.
Yeah, slightly bigger than this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can always tighten the camera if you want.
Don't touch the camera.
That's a little better.
A little better.
I'm trying not to touch the camera, Russ.
Lies.
Nice shadowing there.
Great stuff here. Yeah. We don't have time to read everything, but you can see it.
No, we can admire the art at least.
Sarah's in the house. Nice to see you. So wonderful to see you guys. I'm working retail in the thick of the madness today. So this is very nice to see. Sarah, good luck.
I feel bad for you, Sarah. Have a safe day.
Yeah. At least you close early today, probably. Everywhere else does.
She says someone has a pussy cat.
Yep. Yeah, I have two. Yep. I'm not going to go into the obvious third one.
I'm triggered now.
Triggered, yeah, I'm off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Gerald says he was a master to timing and pacing and the use of panel size to move readers through the story. Yes, he was.
Are they talking about me or Eisner?
I think
both.
Both. There we are.
What?
That's it.
That guy at the top there, that sort of the baddie guy, is a sort of cross between Hitler, Mussolini, and Napoleon, isn't he?
Then he's perfect.
This is 1941, so yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All the great dictators, all in one.
Yep. Carlos says, it's Carlos in the house. Eros TV can't, Feliz Navidad. I got that. Greetings from Peru.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Same to you, Carlos. Hope you're having great holidays. Hope you have great holidays.
I was like my buddy. He used to just tell everyone, like, I'd like to wish you a miserable holiday.
That was the advertisement campaign for the American version of the girl with the dragon tattoo. It said, "Have a miserable, come with us, have miserable holidays."
Nice shot here.
Yeah, I like that. I like when he breaks out of that 9-panel square.
Yeah. He doesn't stay in it for very long.
Nope.
Got to move the story, so every panel's a beat. So he's moving as fast as he can.
We only got 7 pages, so you really got to put a lot into it.
Yeah.
If you want to tell a story, because I did an 8-page story, and it was hard enough to. I had to cut a lot of stuff out of it just to make it 8 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with the amount of story Eisner would throw into one of these stories, Image would take 4 issues to do.
Yep.
Very easily. Yep. This guy up here is fiddling around.
Fiddling.
That statement on the right-hand page at the top reminds me of Life of Brian looking for a sign. Sure, it's a sign. It's just that shoe. It's a sign.
Having finished their tale, the 3 wise men looked upon the king for a sign, and lo, here we are. He dropped a sandal. No.
There's a Stooges marathon on TV, and they're calling it 3 Unwise Men.
That's funny.
I haven't watched the Stooges in like forever. Used to be like the New Year's Eve thing to do.
Yeah.
You really have to catch it on an independent station with a sense of humor.
Yeah, it's always on what's it called? Me TV or whatever, the local station that plays all the oldies and stuff like that.
It's a great channel. Their Sunday nights. Their Saturdays are crazy good. If you like old genre television. Every Irwin Allen show ever, all in a row.
They would put here on Me TV at midnight. I think they play horror movie hosts.
On which channel?
On Me TV.
Oh, it's Sven Gulli is over there. He's on Saturday night. Yeah, he'll host a schlocky film. With rubber chickens and lots of fun. We are Merry Christmas again.
We have
on the bottom tier. That was 1941. Now I believe we skipped the war. We go to 1945.
And there's going to be a huge improvement in the look of the artwork when he came back from the war, because he was pretty disgusted with what he saw when he came back.
Is that what the story is? Is that what it was?
Oh yeah.
He was also drawing constantly when he was working with the in the army and whatnot, because of he was doing the manuals.
Yeah, he was doing instructional comics.
Yeah.
So I found the GIs will read a comic book a lot faster than an instruction manual.
He had a tough time convincing the army of that, but eventually they saw the wisdom.
They did, yes. So we jumped from volume 3 to volume 11. Now, just as he's getting back from the war. And you'll see it really break out composition-wise and story-wise.
Look at that, 5 really panels.
Yeah. 5 panels. He's being risque.
Cover on the front.
It's like, I'm back from the war. We don't need that 9-panel grid shit anymore.
1945 in the flames.
Now let's see him break a panel. That'll be some epic stuff.
No border here. Here, top and bottom.
Yeah.
Those pages are matte. They're not glossy, are they?
No.
That's the right way to go.
Yeah, they're not shiny. Yeah. I love these archives. That's why I got them. They're just and I knew when they kicked them out that they would never have a chance like that again to get everything of Eisner, just because of the content of the material was everybody's so trigger happy anymore.
I'm waiting for somebody to say we need to take the Eisner Award away and call it something else.
Yeah. Because he was a racist.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gotcha.
That's where they do everything.
I was thinking in the opposite direction, that maybe the Eisner estate didn't want the award attached to the name, but yeah. So anymore, it's just a popularity contest. Instead of a reach for quality.
It isn't about quality anymore. It's about who knows who.
None of those awards are, it seems, anymore. Look at that great shot here.
Yeah, if I get one, I'm sending it back.
You're sending it back?
Oh no, I'm keeping it, but I've got a speech.
Yeah.
If I forget one, I'm definitely keeping it, and I'm milking that sucker.
There you go. Yeah.
Because if I got an Eisner, then I'd be in the club. You know, I would have been in the club before I even got it. So I'd be like, all right, so this was a big club.
one of the cool kids. Huh? Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Whisper.
You know what Groucho Marx said? I would never join a club that would have me as a member.
Yep.
No, do not steal my hair tie. It's mine. Little creep. Sorry, cat.
More great Santa stuff. See the artistic, the quality just leaped.
Yeah, his panel work got a lot better too.
Yeah, it just keeps getting better and better. ebony again at the end, along with the spirit.
Can of beans.
Can of beans. That's the start of the next story. There's the title right there on the can, the spirit.
Return of the Villains of 42.
Yep. We'll look at a lot of this stuff closer as we go on.
It's weird to me that
kind of dedicate March to Eisner anyway. Go ahead, Whiskey.
I was saying it's weird to me that they really haven't evolved the technology behind canned food since like the 1800s.
Just the additives. Yeah.
What needs to change?
I don't know.
That's true.
That's basically it.
Yeah, it works.
maybe what's inside.
Well, yeah.
They can 3D print the whole thing now. Just
I guarantee the inside contents have changed over time.
Including the interior.
Not spam.
No, not spam. But most other things.
Volume 13.
Same spam that was canned in 1892.
Still around.
1940. Yeah. It says 1946 here. Very classic cover on the front of this archive volume.
Yeah, I like that.
With Pajel.
That's good.
I know in the Japanese they have like self-heating noodle cups.
Yep.
Yeah.
What? Self-heating?
Heating, yeah.
Heating. Oh, self-heating.
Heating.
That's a completely different thing.
Yes.
Self-heating, yeah.
Well, I mean, you it's
I despise my noodles. They make me sick.
That's kind of ramen right there. Yeah. Anyway. There we go.
Self-deprecating noodles.
Yeah.
Don't eat me, I'm terrible.
Look at that fantastic letter in there. How good is that?
Yeah.
The Christmas input of 1946. Or Christmas spirit, sorry, of 1946.
Yeah, his lettering was always amazing.
And there was
awesome.
Peace.
My artist would kick my ass if I told him I was going to put 11 panels on a page.
You need to get a better artist. Someone who's more compliant.
Stop dying.
Yeah, stop dying.
Please die off camera.
I'm off camera.
Hearing something up in the background there. Somebody's got a TV on.
Yeah, Tony's watching some thing. I don't know, some scary show.
On a Sunday morning?
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah.
YouTube, man.
I watch horror movies year round. Plus, isn't it traditional over our British friends could say this to have a ghost story on around Christmas?
I think that probably comes from A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
It predated it, but
I don't know.
Because I thought M.R. James started it. But
Keep the Dickens out of the holiday.
Oh,
More great stuff.
What was it the 11-panel grid thing? When I was taking some courses with the Kubert School, they're like, try never to go over 7 panels on a page.
Yeah.
I'd have thought it doesn't matter how many panels you've got as long as it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can make 6 to 7 panels work on pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you need to do.
Or if you're Bernie Krigstein, you can make the 28 panels work.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you so much. I'll be there when people are getting out of church, and it's going to be 61 degrees here.
61 degrees. Dear God, where are you?
I'm in Kansas City. It's 55.
Glenn.
Sarah.
I'll reach you ASAP. Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Lies.
Camera is slightly blurry. Sorry, Gerald.
It's not now.
Logitech, the best money can buy. Or so I was told. Anyway. Are we better now, Gerald? Let me know. Says think bigger. Everyone wants a Netflix pitch, not an Eisner in the industry now. Yeah. I don't know if that's bigger or not. Netflix doesn't have the money anymore.
No, what he means is that so many people are just there for the Netflix pitch. They don't think about a long story, a long form story, and providing something of real importance to the comic book industry.
Yeah.
There's not many people doing that anymore. There's not many. There's not a lot of. There are a lot of people, but they don't seem to be at the corporate end. There's a lot of people in corporate comics that are not there for comics. It's
unfortunately, yes.
That's not to say anything about their talent or ability. It's just that they're just not. They haven't got the same passion.
Their objective does not seem to be entertainment. So.
Do you know, with these 40s comics by the greats, like Kirby and Eisner and all these people, and then into the 60s, the thing that is most glaringly obvious to me is that they were telling stories, and that's what I was saying about doesn't matter how many panels on a page,
right?
Yeah. They're not pin-up pages like people draw now. They're not wow, that looks fantastic. They're telling a story, and I think that's lost
to a large degree.
To a large degree, absolutely.
Well, that's very true. I think that a lot of that has been lost these days. People just want the splash and the pin.
Yeah, and they're all posing, aren't they, on the drawings? And it's like people like like I said, Kirby and Eisner and Mobius and Hergé and all those people. Mm-hmm. They tell stories. They're not really interested in pin-ups.
Yeah,
well, the pinups and the splash stuff, I mean, it took off in the 80s, and then Image really blew it home, especially like Top Cow. It's like every one of their pages was basically a pinup or a splash page with some.
All of the 80s Image stuff is pretty much like that. It's not. They try to put the story around it.
It's not just about whether it's a pinup page or a splash page or whatever. I mean, you look at what's that one by Buscema and Stan Lee, the Surfer one, Judgment Day. Every page is of one panel, and it tells a story. It tells a story perfectly. Because they're single pages doesn't make them pin-ups. They're still telling stories.
There's a Christmas Spirit episode coming up that's all splash pages that tells a complete story.
Go.
Yeah. You also have the opposite of it, where like, in some ways, it's one of the most corporate books that was published. The Death of Superman. Every page in it was a splash page.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Jurgens' art and everything. I think he got the story across, but it was just like, all splash page.
One of the Doomsday books, right?
Yeah.
The Death of Superman.
Yep. Death of Superman.
That's Superman.
Sarah says canned food also has the option of a pull tab to open easily. Yep.
There you go.
That's an advancement.
Progress.
Yeah.
I'm in Central Illinois. We're hitting a record high.
It's just annoying that the pull tab is on the cat food and not on the beans.
There you go. Wait a minute. That deserves a bell. Picture is better. Probably my Wi-Fi. No, probably my camera. Gerald, I'm willing to take full responsibility for that one. Go ahead, Whiskey.
I think the pull tab on the beans is to stop hungry shoppers.
Yeah.
Glug, 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 glug. Rolling around in their chair.
I did find they went through and
glug, 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 glug.
They went through and reinvented the can opener, which makes it next to impossible for me, especially being left-handed, to figure the damn thing out. Every time I try to open a can, I just have to pass the opener over to the wife.
You have to go to an Oakley Dokley left-handed shop.
Yeah, probably.
You just need one of those old school can openers that you had to do it manually. I'm not talking about the one where you clip it and turn the thing. I'm talking about the one where you have to punch a hole in it repeatedly over and over.
Like an oil can opener? Yeah.
Yep.
I thought old school was a hammer and a screwdriver.
Well, that too. Yeah. Matt Black in the house. Matt Black, happy to have you here. Morning, afternoon, all. We're here for the art, and whiskey is here for the panels. Lol, he must be a panelist.
we need the bell on that one.
We're all panenologists. Anyway.
We'll be here all week. Tip your
Ding,
way
ding, jump. I'm a southpaw too. There we are.
15% of the population.
No, we all can't be normal.
All the independent thinkers, pretty much.
I'm ambidextrous. What does that mean?
Both my ex-wives are left-handed.
You can do things with both hands.
Yeah, no.
Did you know that more left-handed people are on the
Let's not leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm triggered again.
That's a word for it.
Here's a splash panel for the ending. There we are.
I like that panel with the globe, the beaker, the science. Yeah, that's you're seeing through that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You see a lot of Bernie Wrights in there, in the inking here. Yeah, see a lot of his influence there, or Eisner's work here. It really looks a lot like Wrightson's work later on.
Yeah.
Now, what's the date of that? What's the date of that strip?
This is 47.
Yeah,
December. I think it's 47 or 46. 46. December 22nd, 1946 was when this was released.
I like the last thing there on the page there, just after, and there are the peace on earth and goodwill towards men, and then you got the Grim Reaper hanging out in the field of blood.
That's a shepherd.
That's a shepherd.
I know it's a shepherd.
But it does look kind of like a Grim Reaper, though.
Peace on earth. Well, yeah.
Peace on earth. Yep.
Peace on earth.
Everyone's dead now.
Everybody's dead, yeah.
1946. 1947, the cover for the archives also has a very iconic spirit cover on it. This is
how long, Randy, how long did it take you to find all the Christmas spirit stuff and then pull them all out and bookmark?
Luckily, everything's in 6-month chunks. So
okay.
This is the middle to the end of 47 and volume 15.
How are these books? How many volumes are there?
26
Wow.
total.
So you
for all
13 years.
But it's got all of the material in it. Ran for 12. The last two strips, or the last two archives, 25 is all of the Spirit newspaper strip.
Oh, cool.
Which is sweet because it ran daily for a couple of years. But all of that's in one volume. And then 26 we've already looked at here, I think on, if it wasn't on Sunday Funnies, it was on Comics by Night. And it has all of the other ancillary stories and covers that Eisner did after the Spirit run and on all of the many reprints. And it's really a great volume. You remember going through that. Russ and Glenn were there.
Yeah,
that sounds amazing.
Had all the kitchen sink paintings in it that he did for the magazine, and
the Christmas we just looked at, 12/22/46.
Yeah,
Eisner did not pencil.
Okay,
and he inked it with someone else. So how about that?
Who penciled it then?
John Spranger. And the inks are Eisner and somebody named Bob Palmer. How about that?
Yeah,
he definitely did Eisner incredibly well. It feels Eisner.
Well, Eisner might have laid it. He might have laid it out.
He could have laid it out.
Probably did. Yeah.
Now, did you mention that the Spirit Christmas stories were collected separately?
No, I wasn't aware.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That would have made the research easier.
The Christmas Spirit,
Probably.
but it's only 76 pages, so I don't know if it has them all.
It might.
Well,
there's
7-page stories.
It's not divisible by 7.
Well, let's see. It's got 1940, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. That's it.
It might have left the first two off.
Yeah.
Because they were, a little not quite up to Eisner's, standard style.
Yeah, and that was Kitchen Sink published that in 1994.
Ah, okay.
So,
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't
Yeah.
have that volume, or we would be looking at that.
Yeah.
That would have made
make it
yesterday a
easier.
lot easier on me. Yeah.
Well, we get to look at the rest of those fabulous books.
True too.
I love the cover on this book. This is one of my favorite Eisner pieces.
Here.
That I just love that
Yeah.
the way it's done.
Just
after.
fantastic. Yeah.
There you have the title like going down the drain.
He had to fight with the syndicate about those fabulous Spirit titles on each splash page. They said, we want a logo that we can market. We don't want you to change it every time. We want it to look the same every time. And he said, no.
Yeah, you gotta have that branding, man.
Not doing it.
But I mean, if people are going to the newspaper to read the Spirit, they already
know where it
there.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. And even if they didn't, I mean, when you get to that section of the paper, you're gonna know what you're looking at, anyways.
Well, they wanted to use it for merchandising, dolls and stuff like toys and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We got Eisner doing the story of in splash pages.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Here we are.
This is just amazing with this art, though.
Yeah. Great inking work here.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't bury the pencils, that's for sure.
What to emphasize. Yeah. Same here. It's a great shot. Just a touch of color.
Let's see. My cat Rocket, who wants to walk around my apartment just meowing.
What's the date on this one?
47.
Yeah, that's Eisner pencils and Eisner and Jerry Grandinetti inks. Jerry Grandinetti was very key in that studio.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Well, whoever's doing the inks on the first two pages definitely didn't bury the pencil work at all.
No.
Which was kind of nice, because that's something that's done these days, is a lot of inkers will just bury pencil work.
Yeah. As a kid, I learned a lot about the comic business from Grandinetti's editorials that they ran in Warren magazines. They gave him a page or two to comment about the industry, and he was rather curmudgeon-y and forthright about it.
That does not surprise
great
me.
Pieces. Yeah, great pieces. Beautiful ink work here again.
People back in the 60s, the industry is falling apart, people.
That's pretty much what it was, yeah.
Yeah. And they were right.
It just took an awful long time.
Well, the sales were diminishing as soon as Batman went off the air.
Yeah.
The sales started diminishing, and they did not come back until the direct market was established, and then it took off again in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, even when the direct market was established, Marvel was down 300% in the 80s on sales.
Well, Marvel was one of the last companies to come into the direct market and do products directly for the direct market. And when they did, it was the crappiest stuff you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
It's just really,
then they tried that
nasty
Marvel
material
Mark crap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how much affection they had for the retailers. They've tried to go around the retailers a number of times. Another great piece here.
It's pretty sweet.
What year are we in now?
47.
It's 47.
Yeah.
What year is it?
The ghosts of Christmas past.
I've just woken up.
Way past. It's even a little next week blurb here.
Yeah.
Down on the bottom. Looks like it was quickly drawn in.
The black character seems to have grown a lot.
We've got some space at the
yeah.
bottom of the paper. What do? We'll just do a next week thing. But who's gonna draw it? Just give it to the kid at the fucking at the printing press.
little Sammy up here. He'll come back in the upcoming years a little bit more grown up.
Yeah, he pretty much replaced Ebony.
Yeah. Everybody was complaining about the stereotype usage of the character. Yep, that's it for 47.
Moving right along.
48.
Do you got all 26 of these books, Randy?
I do.
Jesus.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Randy's got everything.
I'm a huge fan of Eisner. I love his.
Now,
his work.
this is all Eisner. This is Eisner pencils and inks, 48.
Yeah. December 19th, 48, A Christmas Spirit.
So he was doing the whole thing. He was writing as well and lettering and drawing and everything.
Well, he had on this one, this particular strip, yeah.
All right.
He wrote it, penciled, and inked it.
He
didn't color it or letter it.
Right.
This is during the prime period for Spirit too. Look at that. That's pretty open. 5 panels.
Yeah.
Nice and
layout,
breathing.
I like the layout on those. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
this
little
shows you the purest version of his style. It's
Yeah.
all him.
It has the confining look to it too, because of the prison feeling.
That is a very good observation.
Yeah. It was
Use the
intentionally done.
shadows here.
I mean, with the
Just great.
tall panels on each side,
Yeah.
locking in the internal panels.
Yeah, and you get to see the outside world in those outside panels. So this is really clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
What's going on the bottom there with that blue and some drops
It's a puddle.
with 3 little things?
Yeah, it's this other little puddle. They just had
Little-
space and he got bored and he was doodling.
Little drops.
Most likely, yeah.
He dropped an ink and he dripped ink on the page and decided to fix it.
It's all snow. It's
Oh,
all
okay.
snow along the outside, along the
There's
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Santa here. Can't see Mr. Gulp. He's blind.
Look at that face on that guy at the second last panel, I guess, on the right page.
Here.
Santa
Yeah.
Claus, the guy dressed up like Santa.
Yeah.
Just Eisner is a genius.
Yep.
See for yourself. Can't you see? You can't see. Mystery. He's blind.
He was not only a great artist, but he was probably one of the best businessmen that ever picked up a brush.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gonna continue on with an explanation?
He marketed himself brilliantly. In the 50s, he switched over to doing industrial comics and the military stuff. He probably was making as much, if not more money than any comic book art, not comic strip artists, but comic book artists all through the 40s and 50s. And I mean, he really wasn't doing comics in the 60s. He was doing the military stuff. But the guy was he just knew how to run a business and a studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he
From
was
what I
there at the beginning.
From what I understand, he was under a huge government contract on that military stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was.
Once
They
they figured
still
out
got-
it was easy
They
to
still
teach.
have, they still have
some comics.
Eisner art in field manuals to
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
day.
Wow.
And I mean, some of it's super cheesy looking, but some of it's pretty good. Because I remember reading all those manuals when I was in the military.
Normal is overrated, Sarah says. Matt Black, LOL Reaper. Ha ha, Matt Black says. Gerald says, gotta run, guys. Have a great holiday. You too, Gerald. A film
You too,
recommended
Gerald,
is Lady in the Lake, a classic first-person noir crime film based on a Philip Marlowe character. Oh, that's cool. You solved the crime with Marlowe.
Yeah,
That's
it's told from the first person, literally through the eyes of Marlowe. You're seeing through his eyes.
Wow.
Randy's the gift that keeps on giving. Is there any comics you don't own? Yeah, there's quite a few. You. Yep. Thanks for that. I just have a passion for the stuff and just collect. So, it's just shy of having some paras jumping out of the plane.
Paratroopers.
Paratroopers. Okay.
Paras. Yeah.
That's back to
Randy
that.
used to hang outside the comic book shop when he was a kid and just beat up kids as they left and steal their comics.
I thought he still did that.
Not quite that bad.
Doing it.
No. It's probably why Marvel moved to TV and films. Merry Christmas, Big Brother. Merry Christmas, Dee. Hope you're doing well. Laren Jackson, thanks for listening or watching today, even though you're not that big of a comic fan. Question: when did Eisner go from doing the art to being a celebrated award named after him?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I don't think I've ever heard.
Let's look that up.
Eisner.
That
yeah, I have no idea on that one.
Let's see. Years I've been back in the comic realm.
The Eisner Award started in 1988.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
San Diego wanting to honor him, right? San Diego Con.
And when did he die?
Was it early 2000s?
Yeah,
early 2000s,
he was certainly alive when the award came out.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was alive in 2003. I remember attending the awards out in San Diego and talking to him. Yeah, Eisner. So he was there. He was there during that. That's I passed him in the hall and he knew who I was. I was absolutely floored. He goes, Randy, how's Arrow Comics doing? And I went, wow, okay. We're doing all right. You know,
doing great. You want to buy some more books?
Getting ready to shut down shop at that point. Angry at Diamond was what it was. But anyway.
Angry at Diamond? No way.
No way. Yeah.
Angry at Diamond.
What a story. Jesus.
I got his autograph a few times. That's more great stuff here. Merry Christmas. One and all. It's nice reclining. Everybody sitting around. Look at how he's stretched out. They had to break that panel. Get way over here. He's got long legs.
So there's the panel break you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yep. I was looking for that. There you go. Panel breaking. Back in the 40s.
Yep. That was it for this one. Yep. Next one's kind of cool as well. It's a look back over the previous year, apparently. That's also a very classic Spirit splash. That was 1947. Go ahead, man.
Back in the 40s, panel breaking was against the rules.
Not necessarily. I don't think they really cared. There was a lot of panel breaking back then. Characters would run
like
from
just
one panel to the next.
The standard, way of doing things.
Well, a lot of those guys didn't care. They were on a hard deadline, so they just got the job done. They didn't put a lot of thought into what they were doing.
There's probably a lot of broken panels back then as well.
Yeah, a lot of broken hearts as well. Yeah. 1949. Another great cover.
Yeah, I like that one.
Volume 19.
Santa's upset.
He's just depressed. Sigh.
I don't know. Maybe he's just eating too many mince pies. There's a bit of a thing over here where it's being encouraged to kids not to leave a little shot of whiskey or brandy out for Santa because they're worried about alcohol abuse. It's like, get stuffed. Where else am I going to drink? It's taking all the fun out of life.
Everything's just been dismantled.
Yeah,
seems to be the goal, isn't it? Take all the fun out of life.
There was an article in the news here where something like some official approved the Santa Claus for the Canadian airspace. I'm just reading it and I'm like, just shut up.
There's they put a feed on some of the news channels over here of the NORAD.
I was going to say NORAD tracker is supposed to.
Yeah, for kids. That's quite a cool thing to do.
They've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
I've always found that funny.
It's like, get to bed, kids. He's going to be sliding down the chimney soon, and you want to be asleep when he does.
Yeah, the NORAD thing's hilarious, but the whole minister of transportation approves of it just reeks of narcissism in politics.
Oh,
like it's like our president forgiving the turkey every Thanksgiving from execution. Yeah. Pardoning the turkey. There's Sammy here, a little older. Really pushing 9 panels again.
Right. Santa Claus top right there. He's great. The big bulbous nose. Top right. Top.
Yeah.
Right.
Been drinking.
Top.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Your other right.
He's up there too.
Yeah, but I said top right.
All right.
It's Santa Claus isn't the only one.
Yeah, there's a couple of snorts before we get on. Achoo!
Yeah.
Scram pipe, go away, beat it.
Get out of here!
Get out of here! We were watching. We had on "It's a Wonderful Life" yesterday, and my son was watching it. And there's this bit at the end, right at the end, where obviously he's with Clarence and sorry to spoil it for anyone who's not seen it, but
for 70 years.
He's in an alternative world where he doesn't exist, and he goes to his friend's place to drink, but it's called Nick's. And there's this guy in there talking like, "Get out of here!" And so he's talking all like that. My son said, "I don't believe people ever spoke like that. What's that all about?"
Well, the comedian Robert Klein says that back in the 30s, everybody said "say" before they said anything. Say, what are you kids doing here?
They ended everything with "C."
See?
What do you kids say? What are you kids doing here? See?
Yeah.
Say, get out of here. See? Yeah.
Here's a swell. Oh, swell.
Oh, swell.
My first job after 6 years in stir, and this has to happen. Come on.
That swell's another word that has fallen out of favor.
Sure has.
It was like when I was reading Starship Troopers. When I read the book, it was written in the 60s or the 50s, so it was all like, everything's all like, gee golly, guys, what are we going to do next? And you're just like, oh, come on.
In 200 years' time, if we're all still here, knowing the way that pop culture works and the way that things come backwards and forwards, people might speak like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that's what's really sort of cool about. I know looking at Buck Rogers in the 25th century when it was on in the 80s, and they had all that disco in it, and it's like that might actually happen.
Yeah,
good. Definitely could.
Disco's back, baby.
Disco's back again for the 7th time. Woo!
God help us.
Glad I asked about the origin of the Eisner Awards. I thought I was missing something everyone else already knew. We only know if we ask, Absolutely.
See?
Even if it's a noob question, apparently this wasn't one of those. Yeah.
I did often wonder. I mean, obviously this has got nothing to do with the integrity of Mr. Eisner himself, but around the people that imported the award, that got the award going.
Yeah.
When you think about that period of time, and they were very keen for comics to be called graphic novels, and be given some kind of weight, and to be given, a real seriousness. And the fact that Eisner had been around and had, was such an industry pillar, to
Pioneer,
create
really.
that award, Do you know what I mean? And give some gravitas to the graphic novel.
You could really call it whatever you wanted to. The problem is that Americans have never done like Europeans do and have accepted comics as a culture.
I wish that was the case in the UK.
Yeah.
Because it's just Europe.
Yeah, it's just Europe. Yeah,
the UK has fashioned itself after the States, unfortunately, and it looks down. There's a lot of pompous people here, have been for an awful long time, that look straight down their nose at comic books.
Yeah, because like in France, I mean, it's a cultural thing. I mean, it's a big deal.
All of Europe, yeah.
Yeah, Japan and Europe. Yeah, Japan and Europe's high art. It's like people read it, you know. It's a proper communication tool.
Yeah, manga are incorporated into everything in Japan. Like your instructions have manga, you know, whatever. There's manga for everything. Ooh. We have a new person who's joined.
49, yes. Joe in the house.
You want me to add him or do you?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Joe is in the house. Joe, how you doing?
Let's go.
Doing all
Joe
right.
D. McPhee.
Yeah.
How are you?
Joe D, introduce yourself to our audience, Joe.
I'm Joe D. McPhee here. I am a comic book creator that works with Agency Studios. Actually, that is the actual company that I publish up under. And pretty much I'm a big fan of older comics, to be quite honest here. And when he said that he was doing the Spirit, Will Eisner, the Spirit, it's like, yeah, definitely going to come by and swing by and hang out and talk about the Spirit.
You're welcome here, Joe, anytime. We're up to 1950, and the cover has, for the archive volume, has something a little completely different.
The baby.
Mhm.
The baby.
Baby Spirit.
Scotty, you didn't do that cover?
No.
No, it's all I think. That's right there.
That was a joke.
It's all gone a bit pixelated again.
I love
Very
the way
classic.
Eisner incorporates the title with everything. The typeface he uses, and just when I say typefaces, his lettering styles that he uses.
Yeah.
They always start with part of the story. I think it's great.
Necessity is the mother of invention. He only had 7 pages, so he had to kick the story off on the cover. Christmas Spirit of 1950. There's a little girl. There was a little girl, and nobody really liked her. She was so very rich and so very important that everybody would act as if they liked her. She was a very happy little girl because she could have everything she wanted. All she had to do was buy it. Then one day, fortunes turned.
The stock market fell apart.
Then one day, Veruca Salt got real big after eating too much bubble gum and had to go to the squeezing room.
I was thinking something even weirder at that one. It's like somebody actually told her no. I was like, oh, that's going to start a whole problem.
It just shows you how.
Look, see? Gosh. And a woman was a dame.
Yeah.
Still is. What's she talking about?
Or a
Thumbs
skirt,
up,
or a skirt,
A skirt.
skirt.
Let's say I've never been called a dame before.
or a broad,
Or a bird.
a bird.
Bird. Yeah, bird.
Bird was more of a UK thing.
Over here, a dame is invariably a member of parliament.
Like that one panel in the middle there. They're all frauds. All of them.
Obnoxious little girl.
I want the real one. Do you hear? Get him. Yeah. That is a Veruca Salt right there.
How dare you?
It just shows you how things, the more things change, the more they remain the same.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's the name, isn't it? That's
That's the cool thing about these spirit stories is a lot of them are evergreen. They'll last forever.
Mhm.
Some of them are timeless.
Darling O'Shea.
Oh, God.
Oh, the real one did eventually
This is
show
dark.
up.
She has a
that
brother
was
called
cool.
Rick.
She's
That
all
was
like,
kinda cool. The
Santa
real one showed
Claus,
up.
I've been waiting for you. She needs to picture her with the hands steepled with the fingers already, like a supervillain.
I like the top panel on the left hand page. It's like her almost like being a mob boss.
Yeah, and note the policeman there as well.
Guard every home in the city.
How do you
Don't
get my
let
sister to
Santa-
cover this stuff?
Don't let Santa Claus through. And shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill, shoot to kill. We come in peace.
Shoot to kill, shoot to kill, shoot to kill.
Run away. And for the first time in her life, the little girl was crying for joy. Then suddenly she remembered, my guards, they've killed Santa Claus. Blam, blam, bang.
Oops.
Here's your presents, little girl.
If they made it into a film, they'd have to have Sean Bean play that Santa Claus part.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, yeah. There you are.
He always gets it, and that's always the best part of the film.
Oh wow, like the break of the fourth wall with the bang, bang, bang coming from the page that he was looking at here.
After all these years of slavery, now the comic strip is mine to draw. Bang, bang. The phone rings. Hey, Eisner, where's your New Year's spirit story? It's way past the deadline. Get it down here immediately. Oh, there you are. It's a setup for the next one. For years, all I've been doing is sharpening pencils, erasing pages, and drawing little children's pictures. I am better than all of this. Oh, is that the
Supervillain comic book cartoonist?
That's the. Oh yeah, here we are.
That wasn't. Everybody made that leap between the two stories.
I did
love
too.
the imagination
That,
on
folks.
the panelists.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, okay, yeah, that was just some scam story, and this is the person that's really drawing it. Has been shot in the back. It's like, no, it's a different story.
That's what it is. Yeah. This story ends. Sorry, folks. This story starts.
Well, I was wondering. I was like, we went from the little girl.
It was just weird.
It worked either way because it's like
it kind of fit.
We got dark really quick. Yeah.
See that panel there?
Because we went from her guard shooting at Santa to the panels where it was going bang, bang, bang. And it's like I get to do whatever I want, this, that, and the other. It's like, wow. Skipping on 2 pages.
I'm running out all happy. Yeah. What happened? Did you kill him? Did you kill Santa? Oh, sorry, Mr. Shea. I must have got something in my eye, or I missed. The other guy goes, me too. So they shot at him, but they didn't hit him.
Shot towards Santa Claus.
Meanwhile, with this story, he was pressed on a deadline, so he had to come up with some sort of hook for it. So, hey, let's find a way to draw it real easy. Here we are, 2 pages here, and then boom, you get the kitty spirit strip drawn real quick. That's funny.
Like peanuts.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being so rich that you have your own police?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called being in government.
The vital statistics on the spirit, 1950 summary. For those readers who keep an annual record, we present again this year the vital statistics on the spirit. Number of crooks captured, 152. Number of crooks who got away, humph. Harumph. Number of lives saved, 18. Knocking on door and finding it unlocked, 0. Number of times Spirit was helplessly trapped with no possible escape. It's at 22. Number of times he escaped, 22. Number of new female characters introduced, 6. Number of times wounded, 5. Number of times assaulted, 16. Miscellaneous information. Number of times trapped in desert, aboard sinking ship on desert island, in snowbound house, 1. Number of stories on flying saucers, Martians, time machines, etc. This is hardly any.
Yeah, that would come very soon, Wally would.
Yeah. That was 1950. 1951's also got a great cover to it. That's 51. Yep, 51. This is the last of the Christmas Spirit stories. Get that great cover.
I like that.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Isn't that great? I just turned to that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Right.
So much great stuff in this. Let me find my marker here. Make sure I got the right page again so we don't start in the center of a story again. Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasant looking face.
This is a change in style too.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't
Look at those two
think he's done
characters.
They're horrible, aren't they? Horrific characters. God, the
You can see the evolution of the art.
Are all over the place. The perspective is all messed up in that left page on purpose. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say the Spirit side and the Christmas side, the perspective's different. The building perspectives are all...
everything's different. It's all the perspectives all are.
It's like through a fisheye lens, you know.
Yeah,
Everything's bent on purpose.
Crooked men and crooked street and a crooked
Look
house.
at that lamp. That street lamp is awesome. Yeah.
I love the way they did it, though. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can break the rules and make it look good.
Well, yeah, he can.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know the rules first, and then you can break them.
Oh, yeah, completely agree.
That lamp there kind of looks like an egg.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Right in.
It's an egg. It's an egg lamp
with the wobbly lines and everything. It's not a straight line. Yeah, wobbly.
Yeah.
There's no Eisner in this.
Huh?
So all different people.
Script by Jules Pfeiffer.
There you are.
Pencils and inks by Manny Stallman.
Well, you knew how to break the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definite. I mean, I could definitely tell it was a different style. I thought it was just an evolution of the artwork, but
no.
I mean,
it says at the bottom there by Will Eisner.
Yeah, it's like any type of a newspaper strip. It always has the creators at the bottom.
Yep. Even though it's ghosted.
Yeah, like Jim Davis signs every Garfield.
Yeah.
I don't think he's actually drawn a Garfield strip in 20 years, maybe more. But yeah.
Thumbs up, Santa. Sarah says, "Hey, desk." Hey,
desk. Hard to me.
Okay. There was a lot of narration at the top of almost every panel back in the early days. They're telling stories back then.
Mm-hmm.
Eisner's off doing military instructional manuals, running a studio at this point, right?
What, in 1950?
Yeah.
No.
I thought he was contracted to do stuff like that at this time.
Right, yeah. Not in the army, but...
Yeah, he wasn't in the army, but he was doing stuff.
Yeah, he had a big military contract he had to do.
Yeah.
He was also playing around with a lot of other different forms and formats. He was always looking to get comics out in whatever form he possibly could. remember seeing a couple of paperback books that he did all the original artwork for. That was oddball stuff, weird facts and recipes, that kind of thing. Santa's very different from the way he was looking earlier. Not quite the jolly Saint Nick from before.
Do you know, when I see this lettering, it makes me wonder whether they actually put any lines down, because it's not straight, is it?
No.
It's like they just put it in, you know.
There was no use of an Ames lettering guide.
Free-handed, yeah. Here, though, it's probably Ames'd out.
Yeah.
The sound effects, though, are all solid by hand. Almost
those are probably
super
done when they were
looking.
They're probably done with them when the pencils were done.
Yeah. Another great succession of panels here.
Very animated looking.
Yeah. See, he's trying to hit Eisner's style a lot, but he's not quite hitting. Close.
That's why I thought it was like an evolution of Eisner.
Yeah.
Because it was not quite there, but it had notes of Eisner's work. So.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think in March we're going to concentrate on Eisner. I've got a lot of his graphic novel stuff. We'll take a look at A Contract with God and a few of the other really big books. So he did after Contract with God, he pretty much did a graphic novel a year. After that, it's quite a library of his stuff. At this point, the newspapers are slowly dwindling.
Yeah, sales are drying off in the 50s.
Yeah. There has been a Broadway musical announced adapting A Contract with God.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A musical?
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that would be very interesting, especially the one that's specifically like his contract with God that he put into it.
Yeah, if it ever happens.
He deals with the death of his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just change it all like they do everything else.
Possibly, yeah.
It'll be changed.
We jumped stories again. We seem to have dropped Christmas. Yeah, we did. Sorry. Bong bong. Merry Christmas, Santa. So that ends goes walking by his name here. Cool.
That was a very differently told story too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely he did not have hands on that story.
That's Jules Pfeiffer. The great Jules Pfeiffer. That's it for the Christmas spirits.
No more Christmas spirit for anybody. It's over.
That's all that we're done.
You there, put down that Christmas tree.
If you're lucky to find the Spirit archives, each archive covers a half a year in the Spirit's run. At least 26 stories in each volume. And if you have an Ollie's in your area, I have seen this volume quite often, the third volume, available for $10.
No.
And suggested retail on this book is $50 a hit. You get a chance, definitely pick them up.
Some of them can be found for less than $50.
If you look, yeah. You might find some on eBay, and there might even be some on Amazon offered for lower. but they're getting harder and harder to find all the time because it's not something that DC is or anybody's in a hurry to reprint apparently at this point.
No, I've been the stupid one. I've been trying to get the old Warren and Kitchen Sink magazine versions of the Spirit.
Yeah, those are nice.
Very classic stuff. I one of the first comics I bought was the Spirit magazine, Warren reprint magazine. Just really taken by the character.
Yeah, Eisner wanted them to be chronological in the Warren, but Warren said no.
Yeah.
Warren, I'll do what I want.
But Kitchen Sink did them chronologically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they reprinted the majority of them. They started at the originally after he got back from the war. They started at that period and then did the early years Spirit stories too in black and white afterwards because they were selling.
Well,
they
they continued the numbering in the magazine.
Yeah.
And then they did a standard size comic where they did everything, just about everything chronologically.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So it sounds like a steal at $10 or should that be 10 books? No, it was $10, $9.99.
Mm-hmm.
If you're fortunate to have an Ollie's in your area, they've got a lot of the end run stuff. My Ollie's last time I looked had about 20 of those Spirit Archive Volume 3s.
You could buy us all one for Christmas, Randy.
There you go.
Well, I could. I'd end up spending twice as much in postage to get it to us.
Oh,
You'd be lucky twice.
Probably true, especially to the UK people.
All this stuff would be banned in Canada, anyways.
If it isn't already, it soon will be probably.
No, I got one of my Christmas things in the mail.
Should we enlarge your camera so that you can show it up?
If you want, sure. Actually, I won this, but I'm considering it a Christmas present. It's Dave Finch's Monday Night Draw Book.
Nice.
I had backed on Kickstarter, so I have one. But this one's kind of cool because you put a remark.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Show it up.
That's badass.
You have Venom in there.
Oh, he's great.
I got a gift from my dad. So here's
I like
what I
Finch's
got my
video.
dad.
Let me get your screen up here. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, very nice.
That's
Wow.
nice.
So
Sweet.
that'll be good stuff. He'll enjoy that. Dr. Doom's his favorite character, so I figured I'd spend the money on it.
Very
Awesome.
cool. Very cool.
And it's raw, so it's still expensive, but not as bad.
Well, it's not slabbed, so
Yep.
There you
If he
go.
wants it slabbed, he can slab it. Knowing my dad, he'll open it up and read it.
that's what it's for.
I
Exactly what
still have my the Galactus trilogy unslabbed.
Mhm.
I might do it one of these days, but probably not for a while.
Yeah, I've never heard of this comic before, Sarah. That doesn't get around very much anymore. DC archived everything about 10 years ago, and you haven't seen a whole lot of it since. But Eisner is the true master and teacher in the field. He's done a number of textbooks before he passed that I recommend anybody that's into sequential art that wants to learn how to do it and what it's all about. Comics and sequential art, comics and graphic storytelling. There's a whole list of Eisner books here. Russ has got a
Yeah, Rusty got one
few
of
of
those.
them right
Here
there.
we go.
Even though one of them's upside down, it's all good.
Both
Yeah,
upside down.
they're both upside down.
There you go.
I picked both of those
You
up.
beat me to it. Yeah, you beat me to
The
it.
comics and
Yeah.
sequential art book I can't recommend highly enough. It's just
That's-
a
Sitting right
great
next
volume.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
you beat me to him.
I have
You
all
beat
of
me to
his
him.
Sitting right next to that.
I have
Yep.
all of his
Mhm.
art books too. Yeah, I got that one
Eisner
too.
Eisner didn't do that.
No, but Buscema did, so you know.
You said
Yeah.
did it. So,
They had a
Eisner
version of that available over at 5 and Below for quite a few months. printing of that
You
book.
can always pick it,
$5.
if anybody wants
Yeah.
to pick it up for free, it can be found for free online as a PDF. So
If they look, yeah.
I couldn't do comics the Marvel way. I don't draw, so I'm a script writer. So if there's no script at the beginning, then
Well, if you can't use that one, the one that I'm looking for is the original late 70s, early 80s, the Marvel tryout.
Oh yeah,
That's even harder to find.
Yeah, that one's super hard to find.
That's super hard.
I've got that.
That Eisner book.
Not so easy to
is
find.
Sitting on my coffee table right now.
There you go. Like I said, can't recommend it highly enough. Sarah, if you get up over on eBay or Amazon, you'll find some Spirit stuff over there.
I think even as a writer, I use the drawing comics the Marvel way. I reverse engineer it. I figure out based on how it's being drawn how it needs to be written.
Yeah, that's the Marvel method.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I recommend if anybody interested in Eisner who's completely unfamiliar with them wants to check out the Spirit, should really start with the post-war years.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
There's some good collections of that out. Look for the Pagel cover that we showed earlier. There's a beautiful collection with that cover. Pull that up here. This one.
That stay away from his other works, his graphical story works. Ooh, that's nice.
I mean, we're having fun looking at the Christmas stuff, but if you actually read the Spirit, it was very Batman-esque and very the Phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah, very adventure oriented. He traveled all over the place, did a lot of stuff. Yeah.
They're crime stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was good stuff.
Some of the best human slice of life stories too.
Yeah,
at the time are in there.
Yeah, he did stick some really interesting stuff in there. I mean, he had that one where the about the guy who could fly.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And the Spirit's in it for like 1 panel.
Yeah.
Well, that was
the openness of the format. Was that he could take that character and do whatever he wanted with it. You know, as long as it was within 7 pages.
Yeah, and the Spirit thing in it, he was like, it was in the background of him beating up some crooks or something like that. Nobody noticed the guy flying. It was great.
Walking down the street, walks up to a tall building and just takes a step off and starts flying off. Yeah.
Yep.
That was Gerhard Schnabel.
Yep.
There you are.
A man who could fly.
Yeah.
I must admit that if you do become a fan of the Spirit, because this is like my stack of magazines. This stuff is far different from his graphical novel stuff, like The Building.
Yep.
And from New York, the big city and stuff to that magnitude. Because when I started reading stuff like this, I was like, oh, he has definitely more range in his writing capability than what he did.
Those are the Spirits I have. Those are the magazine collection ones.
And if those Spirits didn't exist, he wouldn't have cut his teeth and gotten the experience to do everything else that he did later on.
Yeah, the graphic novel work that he did wouldn't have been able to be done. I mean, maybe with the military money, he could have self-published them.
Yeah.
Because his name was already big enough at the time. Through the Spirit, though.
John Celestri, glad you're here. My friend Eisner loved O. Henry stories. Yeah, Merry Christmas, John. Eisner wanted to emulate him. Yep, that's a lot of that structure, that short story structure is very O. Henry. Yep. If you want to learn how to do a story in 7 pages, just keep picking up the Spirit stuff and looking it over. And his comics and sequential art books are essential.
Yeah, and the great thing about Spirit stories is they weren't told in a 3-act style structure.
No, so they weren't.
No room.
Blocky, sorry, just saw your note here from 5 minutes ago. Blocky, I'm not sure who you are, but if you've got me as a friend on Facebook, send me a message. I'll send you a link. So we're about to tie things up here anyway. We've looked at everything. There's no sense in doing it. But Blocky, if you're a comics professional, let me know who you are. You're welcome on here anytime. love having different opinions and different eyes on the stuff that we look at. And just
clearly we have no standards. Take a look at who's here already.
Occasionally we even have Comic Sun professionals as well.
If I'd have said that, I'd have been in trouble.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Yay! Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
How dare you? You have stolen my...
Think about what you've accomplished. The destruction of the comic book industry.
That's why I got that here. Yay.
I was just thinking about that comment where you were talking about mistaking me for Max there. I'm just like, yeah, we look so much alike.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you do. The hat, the round circle. I mean, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I thought Whiskey was trying to do...
What the fuck is the matter with people in this business?
I think we've been demonstrating that for more than an hour.
Well over an hour and a half at this point. Yeah.
Taste the biscuit.
For weeks.
Biscuit. No, let's not taste the biscuit.
Buttered sausage.
No.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage. Where
my brain cells. They're committing suicide.
That's the year. That is this year. The year of the buttered sausage.
The year of the buttered sausage. Matt Black's laughing. Says, "Take biscuit." Yeah.
Taste the biscuit.
The people demand the biscuit song. Oh no. Taste the biscuit.
Oh, that biscuit song, yes.
Merely accomplishing sanity today is my goal. There you go, Sarah. We do wish you the best.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely, Sarah. Hold on there.
Good luck
Holy
with that.
hell.
Freaking retail on Christmas Eve. Fuck that.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.
Where is that from?
That's about as much as we can stand. YouTube.
That's an actual album. They actually made an album.
That's Randy playing. Didn't you notice it was Randy playing the Casio?
There you are. Didn't know I was that talented, did you? I didn't want to say anything. Just the way it is. And you go into that video, and he looks so excited to be there. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm just no. I'm gonna no. Just not gonna. Just no.
Folks, you've been watching the Sunday Funnies for the 24th of December, 2023. Yeah. We're real happy that you're here. We wish you a Merry Christmas Eve. If you're into that, happy holidays. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just have a good time today. And don't
have the great rest of your weekend, the great rest of your year. We'll be back next Sunday with more stuff. I'm not sure what will show up, but we'll find something. So,
what about Will Eisner's New Year spirit?
We're back Friday, aren't we?
We're back Friday also, with Two Fisted Tales, Comics by Night. We're picking Two Fisted Tales back up. I'm going to look at some Jack Davis, some John Severin, some great stuff. If you've never seen Two Fisted Tales, also, hard reach. There we are, Harvey Kurtzman.
I prefer One-Fisted Tales.
I'm sure. Two Fisted Tales from EC. We'll be back on that on Friday. Again, in the meantime,
it's an actual comic, One-Fisted Tales. You can look it up.
Yes, it is. Yep. Efrain, hello. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Efrain.
Wish you the best. LOL. Sarah says thanks and great time with you guys this morning. Glad you were here, Sarah. Thank you so much. Stop. I have a stitch. You asked for the biscuit song. Anyway.
Yep.
Happy Christmas, all. Happy Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
To everybody. Wish you the best. Joe, tell folks where they can find you.
You can find me here on YouTube Thursdays with Comic Book Spectrum. I'm currently the interim host for that until Brian K. Morris comes back. And you can find me on my show from the Decimal Small Press Publishers Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Cool. All right, Max, tell folks how they can find you.
Right here, atrocitypress.com. You got all, as I said before, he's got all of our social media links. All of our news hits this website a week before it hits the social media. And then it's got our shop with all of our books, both digital and physical. So go over there and grab some stuff that you want.
Cool. Charles, tell folks how they can find you.
Well, the hell with me. Find Rammer.
You want to be found. They are.
Find Rammer. Rammur. Master Thief in a Future Police State. Second issue is out soon. This one is out and available everywhere. So get it.
Cool. Whiskey, tell folks how they can find you.
Sure, you can find me on the old X there, Ben and Ricochet. Just type that into Google and you can search me up. I do action figures and miniatures and all that kind of stuff. If you ever need anything made, just send me a message and we'll get you hooked up. Also working on a comic called Driftwood, story about necromancers and art by Renzo Rodriguez. I designed some of the characters for that as well, if I can find them in like 3D. So some of the reference art was, all of the reference art was done by me. So yeah, send me a message on the old X and yeah. There you go.
All right. Allison, tell folks how they can find you.
Well, you can find me here in the Indie Comics Network on Fridays with Arting with the Alley Cat. Let's see. I think I got some LinkedIn stuff. What was it? Linktree stuff down in the description thing too, which goes to all like my social medias and things. And I hang out with these fine gents every Sunday. So,
all right.
That's about it.
Great. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at rustleach.com. All my social medias are there. You can find out about Only Death Can Save Us there, but you can find out about this book that's being produced at the moment. You can go at rustleach.com. You can get onto the email list, which is growing every day. It's great. Get on the email list so I can inform you about when the campaign is available. We should be going live 1st of March. You can see the artwork now is shaping up nicely. We've got some nice grey tones going on there.
Sweet. That's great.
Yeah, the spreads.
Man.
So, you like Robert E. Howard? You like a bit of sword and sorcery? That's the book that's coming out next year from Arrow, from myself and Randy. You can find out all about that at rustleach.com.
We are adapting the first sword and sorcery story by Robert E. Howard, the Shadow Kingdom. So go over to rustleach.com right now and sign up for news on that.
How many pages is that going to be?
The book itself is going to be pretty large. The story itself is about 70 pages.
Okay.
Right, Russ?
Yeah, 70 pages, just under 70 pages. And then on top of it, you'll also get the original prose of the book. Quite a package.
Yeah, we're going to throw the prose in the back, plus there'll be a forward and afterward by folks as well. So
yeah,
nice.
Looking forward to that. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Best place to go is Amazon and Google to find me. But if you go to fundmycomic.com, you'll be able to pick up a copy of my Hatch annotated book, which details the origins and ideas for my character Hatch, this guy here. And also on Amazon and all over the place, you can get my book about my trip to see Jack Kirby in the late 80s and early 90s. And you can also find me in the pages of my magazine, Comics Unlimited, of which number 14 is imminent. I'm having a few production problems with it, but it's almost there.
Sweet.
Hopefully nothing too serious.
No, it's just something's changed. They changed their formatting, and I'm struggling to meet their demands, and they keep kicking it back. So, it'll be there when it's there. It's very frustrating, but there's nothing much I can. It's obviously me, I'm just not getting it right, but doesn't make it any better.
You only have about 40, 50 years in book production, and
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You're the one not getting it right. Yep,
that's the one.
I'm the wrong. I'm at the wrong.
Yeah. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find a lot of my recent work at arrowcomics.store. Over there, you can look for books such as Calico's Shard, which is a fantasy story I wrote with artwork by C. Michael Lanning. Paragon, which is a superhero story I'm very proud of, with artwork by J.R. Harris. the nice twist ending to it. The character I wrote and drew myself, HeroBot Zero. It's a 3-foot-tall giant robot as he fights large monsters, defends his city from menaces as long as he can do it on the clock. And I get time and a half for overtime. And starting in the new year, I'm sure we will have copies of The Fool available over there. We're just now getting the last book in for the second Arrow tier that was offered in the campaign, and all of those will be fulfilled here shortly. So can't wait for that to get out. Lots more coming in Arrow in the upcoming year. There's more books, more creators coming out. So keep watching at arrowcomics.store. We also have social media pages that we promise we'll start paying a lot more attention to in the upcoming year, and getting some marketing out and letting you folks know some of the great titles that we've got out there. Look for our ad in the next issue of Comics Unlimited as well.
If it ever appears.
My next work should be in there as well. I got a 6-page comic story in there too. So
about Doctor Who. Yeah,
hope you get a chance to see that. I'm very happy with the way that
will
turned out.
I'll
definitely looking forward to that. I can actually say that I actually have worked next to Randy in that.
There you go. Yeah. Like it's something big.
We'll have
right?
another article in Comics Unlimited.
That and $10 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Wow, sell yourself short.
Sarah says rumor or rammer and two-fisted tails. Yeah. Happy Christmas all. We had that already. All right, as we go out, folks, we want to remind you, please leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. If you love comics, tell people you love comics. Comics make great gifts for the holidays. No matter what holiday you have, if you give a gift, give the gift of comics. Go out there and help your retailer as much as you possibly can. Take a little time. Look at those back issue boxes because there's so much great stuff out there. We'll have stuff. We'll be on the last. We've got enough stuff to last a lifetime and to show off, especially between everybody here on the panel. So make sure you catch us next Sunday morning, 9 a.m. for the next episode of Sunday Funnies, and Friday mornings at 5 a.m. for an episode of Comics by Night. We are archived over at the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel, the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, and the Randy Zim YouTube channel. Please subscribe to wherever you go. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. The more activity we have with that, the more it helps the algorithms. And Indie Comics Network was just recently monetized. So that's why we introduced ourselves at the start of this program or as we came on board, just so you know who we are and that we know a little bit about what we're talking about. So
maybe, I don't know. We make it up as we go.
Right? Yeah, probably.
Sometimes
a little bit.
We deeply appreciate all of you here. We doubly appreciate everybody that watched us after the fact, because that's where the majority of our numbers are. We love you all. We wish you the best. Have a great rest of your weekend. Great holiday. Have a great rest of the year. Though we'll be back next week with more shows. We're not going to stop. So we'll see everybody soon. What is this? Frame says, I got a Tokyo Ghost comic as a gift. I'm not sure who that is.
I wonder if he means Tokyo Ghost.
Oh, Tokyo Ghost?
Because that was a Sean Gordon Murphy and Scott Snyder book, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
It's very good.
Cool. Take care, everybody. See you soon. See you next time.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Peace.
If you look at something and there's nothing there, what's the difference of figuring out what it was in the first place?
No.
Yeah. See you, everybody.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors. Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
Look, everybody's entitled to be an idiot.
Not for that.
Bye, Jack.
We really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wayne?
No horseshit, Jack.
No horseshit.
The cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all gravy, baby.
Ugh, gravy.
all gravy, baby.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.